Oh, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning on this fine Friday, 4/21, 2023, National Random Drug Test Day. Just throwing that out there, in case you didn't know, it is National Random Drug Test Day. Uh, how is everybody doing today? Welcome to Morning Mindset. If this is your first time here, this is what I need out of you. You know where you're at, or where you're from, anywhere you tell us what's in your cup and how the weather is. So it's mid 40s. This is a little chilly here. It is sunny, but it is chilly. And in our cup, hey, got the White Monster. We're still rocking that. Maybe we switch it up soon, but so far so good on that. It looks like it's going to be a chilly weekend, which I should have figured because soccer starts tomorrow morning, and I think the high tomorrow is only going to be in the mid 40s. So that means, for a 9 o'clock game, it's going to be cold, which means double layers. I might actually put socks and shoes on because at the fields, especially in the grass, the wet, it gets cold quick. So I might wuss out and do that. But yeah, let us know where you're from, what's in your cup, and how the weather is in your. The other thing is your 5 things that you are going to accomplish today. We'll talk about ours here in a little bit. So I want you to put those in there. What are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? Make sure you check in. If you can hear me, you can see me. We're going to recap the week. What's gone on? What has gone on this week? Is that proper English? Not that it matters to me, but proper English is. We've got that. The other thing is what we've got going on next weekend or next week, and how things are turning out. So let's check in and see how everybody's doing. Good morning to you, Darren. Darren's got 44, sunny, nothing in his cup yet. Renee checking in there. Cool and gray in Chicagoland this morning. Yeah, it is. I'm over it. Looks like next week, highs of like in the 50s and 60s. I'm like we're almost done with April. This is not too much for it. And Jose, good morning to you, my friend. Barb, good morning. We're central Minnesota, 27, 6 to 8 inches of snow. That makes me tear up. Like literally makes me tear up thinking about snow. Is my hat wonky or my head wonky? We're going to talk about these hats too. So we got a bunch of them. My light went out, so I need to get new lights for that. Oh look, there's one right there. So we're going to talk about those. That's a fine deal there. And let's see, still snowing, water in the cup. I'm over that, Barb. I'm just done. 5 things: quotes, update QuickBooks, love it. Sewing this afternoon. Continue to work on shirts. Project display layout for shop. Very nice. And that's something that can be super time consuming because I don't know if you ever have it perfect in your mind, because you always see the little things. So it's a good idea, to have that outside perspective. Hey, what do you see when you walk in here? What does your eye drawn to? Because you want to make sure that it's being drawn to the things that you like to do. We've ran into that issue before where, we put all of the big flashy stuff that's on display. And of course, that's the stuff that people want. And that's the stuff that takes forever to do. So why are we showing it off, right? Like 1-2 color jobs, that's all that we should have the displays built of. 1-2 color jobs, in, out, boom, boom, done. Now being able to offer full color transfers, it's a little simpler, but before it sucked. So, when we would have spangled designs, when we'd have rhinestone designs, 3-4 color glitter designs with rhinestone outlines. Yeah, it all looked amazing, and that was what people wanted, but it was just so time consuming that really at the end of the day, a 1-2 color print job was just banger for us. It was good. Kristen, it's been a very long week at school. Tell us more about this. Why? What has happened? Our school this week is doing Penny Wars, so it's been amazing to watch. If you don't know, we're part of the PTA, and little Birdie told me that somebody wanted me to run for PTA president, not or PTO. We have a PTO, not a PTA, but that's not happened there. But it sounds like a little Miss Corey might be running for the vice president of the PTO. One of the things that we want is, to have that plan for the year. I'm a big planner. I like even if plans go to crap, which mine have went to crap this year, it's still good to have a plan and outline to go back and look, okay, how can we adjust this? How can we make this better? So ours is, we're right at the end of Penny Wars, and it seems like the kids have really got into it this year. It's the first year that we've done it. And, at the beginning of the week was kind of, I'm not sure, but by, yesterday, it was great to hear about all the interactions and stuff. And I can only imagine what this morning was like. So, Penny Wars, good times with that. Jerry's there in Ohio. Tea in the mug. Jerry, what kind of tea? Shipping, pressing an order, designing, and update EquidSite. Ooh, EquidSite, love that. Jerry, Good morning to you, sir. Sunny and 53 there in St. Louis. I would be down for 53. Yeah, frost warning for Sunday morning. Right? Like, I'm over that. Rye, good morning to you. Join us nice and early, 6:38 out there on the West Coast. Thank you for getting up early for that. Jenny's checking in. See, Jenny, I just need those refreshers, and then we're going to cold and rainy northern Indiana, water in the cup. Cut decals, cut and press some shirts, press hats, and more hats. Okay, I got the next one. Socks and shoes. So, man, soccer fields. One, the grass isn't like golf where there's next to no grass and very there. It's thick. And when it's cold like this, it's wet. And so when you go at 8, 9 in the morning, it's a wet, cold grass that's 4 to 6 inches thick. And then your feet just sit in it. And it's just not a fun feeling, especially when it's cold. Like, I can handle it when it's going to be like 60s, 70s and you're out there and you're good to go with it. But when it's going to be the high of 40, that means it's probably going to be like 35 when we're out there. And to sit out there for an hour, I'm going to bundle up. I'll probably double pants it. I have the hoodie on. I'll have my Carhartt on. And so it just makes sense for me to put these things called socks and shoes on. That's why I have them for emergency situations like this for my feet. Awesome. Kristen received her DTF from transfer yesterday. Awesome as usual. Yeah, I love hearing that. So let's talk DTF here real quick. I got my quote back. It's going to be about $2,000 to fix the machine. So awesome. Parts are on order from China. China gave us a 7 to 10 business day, or 7 to 10 business days. So that was earlier in this week. So hopefully, crossing fingers, everything should show up next week. If not next week, the beginning of the following week. And then we're good to go for it. And this is where I say, if you're getting into DTF printing, remember, there's times you're going to be down. You need to have backup plans. So we have backup plans in place to be able to print. Are we making any money? No, we're not. But we're keeping our customers happy. We're still getting stuff in our turnaround time. 3 to 5 business days is our typical turnaround time. So we're still able to hit that. Still firing on all cylinders there. It just sucks because we're not making any profit. We're not losing anything, but we're not making any profit. But at the end of the day, to me, that doesn't matter. I want to keep my customers happy. And if that means I don't make any money or even lose a little money, then that's what I have to do, because I need these customers to still be here when we're back up and running. So it looks like all of that, should be next week. Well, we have another week of this, and we should be back firing all cylinders. The other thing too is I'm almost positive we're going to go 24-inch wide, a dryer, like the first or second week of May. When I was talking to my supplier at DAX on Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, whatever day, we talked about, upgrading different dryer, because we're pretty much one of their primary customers for the small roll of film. By doing that, what has happened is they have like a pallet of it. So if we were to switch, then they're kind of stuck with it. So we said, well, let's do a kind of a transition through it to it, so it makes it easy. The other thing too is we have been testing out some hybrid film. So it's a hot or cold peel film. You can press normally cold. You can do 325, peel it cold, you're fine. You can go as low as 250 for that same amount of time and peel hot warm. What we've found our zinc cover sheet when you are pressing that, because there's a chance that when you press that, it can do wonky stuff. Now we'll still continue to put cold peel labels on everything, because we know that works. Doesn't matter if it's hot or cold, but chances are you might have some hybrid film and you might have had it, not even known it. But if you have some and you want to try it, hey, go ahead, see where you're at with it. But once we make that full switch over, we'll make sure that all the labels are on the film telling you what kind it is. It's going to say hybrid, hot or cold peel, so it's up to you. Still do the second press, but you don't have to wait for that time in there. So it's definitely it's a challenge for DTF printing. Like I said, all in all, in 2 weeks and 2 printers, if my math serves me correctly, we spent just above $4,000 on parts. So that's why I said, if you're getting into DTF, remember it comes with issues. Then you have to be prepared for those issues. We were starting to build things up, and then hey, something like this happens. A $4,000 hit in a month, added to no revenue real coming in, profits or revenues coming in, but no real profit from that revenue, it makes for an interesting April, that's for sure. But we have a lot of production stuff going out, so we're able to offset that. So yeah, it's been a good couple of weeks, that is for sure. Renee, her 5 things have gone out the window all week. I just want to cross something off my list. Same, like ours has just went up and down and in and out and here to there and everything that's going on. So it is I'm checking. So I got a message for something, so now I'm checking to see what exactly it was. It looks like the great UPS is having some issues delivering some stuff, and that is not a fun situation to be in, because there's not much I can do until some claims are filed. We can file that, but we did everything in our part. But when they're not, when they're not doing it on their part, it really throws some stuff off for us. So yeah, we'll see how all that plays out and goes from there. But yeah, crazy. Now, what are our 5 things? So we went through the production schedule last night before we called it today. Like, here's things that we need. We've got 6 jobs that need to get finished up and out today. So we're getting those, and those are all shirt orders. 2 team stores, a fundraiser, a school order, a soccer order, and a baseball league order. So it is going to be balls to the wall today, to get stuff done. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but it's going to be rock star-ish stuff to get stuff done, shipped out today. So there's that. I've got DTF artwork that we've got to run through to make sure everything's good there before we get that going. I've got decals and stickers that are going out. We've got a couple. That's something that we're going to run this weekend. We're going to run a deal on our thank you stickers, because somebody asked me about it, and I said, yeah, it's been a while since we ran one of those, so why don't we do one of that? So look for that here this afternoon. I just want to make sure everything is fine with it. We're printing out some stuff. So look for that here this afternoon. We'll post the links to that. Make sure to check out the group. But we've got decals. I've got new thank you stickers to do, and then we've got invoicing. So I'm invoicing. We're a little behind on invoicing. Maybe 2 weeks ish on some stuff. So I'm getting all that caught up because of all this craziness. I'm like, here, let's get this stuff out. And then I noticed, hey, there's some jobs that, I'm still sitting here and I'm like, why haven't these been paid for? Why they haven't been paid for? Because I didn't invoice for them. So I need to make sure to get those out. So, if we've ordered something the last 2 weeks and it wasn't invoiced.
The neighbor's loading his lawnmower. And so Reggie's loading us.
Yeah. So the neighbor is loading up a lawnmower and the dog is not appreciative of that. So amazing dog. I need to get a bark collar. Anybody have a bark collar they suggest? Oh, I work in a preschool. The kids have been crazy all week. It's that spring fever. It's a spring fever, Kristen. That's what it is. Oh yeah, I've been lacking this week on watching videos. If you don't know Rye, you went pretty much every day, haven't you, Rye? You have posted a video every day for the month of April. Right now, I know he's having some issues with his Tajima, so I can't wait to watch those. I probably will just throw your channel on and have that while I'm designing today, because if you don't watch Rye, go watch mine. Very informative on stuff, and he may not know it or not, but he's one of the reasons that I started doing daily stuff, because it made sense to do it. Now I need to do the production side of things, and that will come with it. Jerry says it was Christmas tea from Twingings. I have no clue what that. Look at this. Rubbing it in. It's 75 and sunny there in California. Thanks for that. FU, Facebook user. That stands for Facebook user. Facebook and Streamlabs don't always play nice together. The way to fix that is just head right over to our YouTube channel, fatdadlive.com. That'll get you right over to our YouTube channel. Then we'll be able to see you. And Florida Flog gives us, who is this? I remember, but I don't. I did you. 50 in Minnesota. In Missouri there. Water in the Cup, 5 things. Invoicing, design work, decals, print banners and stickers, embroider hats. Very nice. I need to get some pricing for DTF transfer from you. Awesome. You can go to, let's see, you can go ahead over to, because things are going to be switching up on some stuff, maybe there. Let me put a new banner in here. But if you head over to fatdadcd.com, add banner, Where is that at? Why did that not add a banner? Why did that not add a banner? FatDadCD.com. Add banner. There. You just head over to fatdadcd.com. That is going to get you to all of our links. That'll get you to the YouTube side of things. That'll get you to the ordering side of things. So groups, that'll get you everywhere for it. Get in there, request a quote, and we'd be happy to give you a quote for that. Back to some more of our comments. Sounds like everyone has a challenging week. Yeah, I hope it all turns around quickly. And I think that's part of it. You're very welcome, right? Thank you for all that you do for the community. One of the biggest things with this is, there's challenges every day, right? Let's be honest. Everything is not always sunshine and roses and unicorn farts and glitter. It just isn't. I mean, sometimes it's a lot of glitter. Corey's been banging out cups, so sometimes there's a lot of glitter. But for the most part, it's a struggle, right? You do your best with what you have, and then you make the most of it. Some days are better than others. Yes, I did not start off February thinking that I'm going to spend $4K on 2 printers to bring them back up, but we had to. That's just part of the business for it. But so we make the most of it. One of the other things that we're working on, I've seen other people talk websites and stuff in here. We're working on our swap too. We're going to be switching it over right there to Fat Dad Print Co. We're going to use that because on the custom designs part of it, people, were confused of what all we did. So, so let's maybe it's time for change. So we can put it all in there in one spot for it. Which, speaking of, we got our hats from Renee. Look at that. Leather patch hats. Look at that. So if you are in the need for leather patches, Renee is your go-to for that. And while that one may be a little hard to see on the button, let's grab, we got a few more back here that we can show off and see, because I said, here, let's surprise me and see what we can do. So there's that one. There's the pink leather patch. And there is what's that, the silver, the black, the silver and the black. There's that. And then there's that, a little easier to read. 3330 Oak Custom Designs. That's Renee. That's where you want to go to for leather patches. So we might as well show all the other ones that we got off here. And she can help you out with all of those needs for your leather patch needs. As you can see, it's just not circles. It's custom. Right there. It is custom shapes, sizes, all of that. So you're not just stuck to circles and rectangles and things like that. Nothing wrong with circles and rectangles and things like that, but there it is. So she can help you with all of those needs, and adhesive back, so you're able to press them with your hat press. You never know. She might even just say, hey, we can help you with the whole job and take care of that for you too. I'm not putting those words in her mouth because, as somebody who produces transfers, it's a lot easier just to produce the stuff and send it and have the other person take care of the finishing. But hey, there you can go with that. It looks, I was very happy with it. We went back and forth. I like this one, and I dig this hat. This is a new style hat for me, but there's that. And there she is again, 3330 Oak Custom Designs. Hit her up for all of your leather patch needs. In fact, I don't have my cups upstairs. We took one of these patches and we did it on the adhesive backing, not the heat seal, and we turned it into a decal. We did that, maybe 3 years ago, and put it on a cup, and it's still holding strong. So I think it's very exciting, very thing to do. Where can we find Corey's cups? I posted a couple pictures of him. Corey doesn't promote a lot of her stuff. She's very exclusive, right? She does still post some of it. Maybe I can talk her into posting pictures today of her stuff. But I posted it, and as soon as she posted, it seems like I post a cup, and then someone's like, "Ooh, I want something like that," and then she's like, "I'm like, what? Yeah, you'd like doing what you do." So, it's what we got. So she's got those. In fact, we posted one, and then somebody else wanted one, and then I haven't posted another one, but somebody else who just ordered cups said that they had only ordered, I think, 2. And somebody, when they got them, they're like, "Oh, yep, yeah, I guess we need more of it." So, yeah, look at that. Ooh, it is nice. It is nice. Great job, Renee. Yeah, look, see? Yeah, right. From Jose, and those look incredible, Renee. They do. And there's, I want to say there's 12 different colors that you can choose from on the leatherette. Just send her a message. She can get you all the info for it. Great job, Renee. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. Hi, Corey. Yeah, exclusive, too. Yeah, exclusive is good, too. And the main reason is because you get to, then that goes for everybody, especially when you're doing handmade things like that. Not everybody is your customer. One, not everybody wants to pay your prices. And on things like that, they need, this is a handmade thing. It's not a $20 tumbler. So, the amount of work that goes into it, you're going to get, because I don't think she has anything over there I could steal right now to go take a look at. I'm looking to see. No, nothing is at a point where I feel comfortable touching it. So we'll leave that alone there. So we'll make sure that she has it. But it goes for all of our work. Value your time. Know what it costs you to make stuff. What do you have in it? How long is it going to take? And, I would rather sell, it goes back and forth when it comes to production stuff, would you rather sell one thing at 50 or 5 things at 10, right? Well, the one thing at 50 takes a whole lot less time and you're making more. So it depends. Digital products, if it's something where I can create like this, say I charge for this right here. Well, for something like this, I'm fine with the lower price point and getting more people. If I said, hey, it's $1,000, okay, I get one person. Woohoo, I got $1,000. But if it's $10 and I get 100 people, well, now there's 100 people. I got the same amount of money. It didn't cost me anymore. So a lot of that stuff will determine, what your price point should be. That's why there's no real, set thing of this is how you need to do it. The only real set thing is this is how you need to do it for your business. You need to figure out what works best for you in your business, because it's not all the same. When we run into, decals, we're looking at maybe changing up the way that we do some of that because we have noticed in the last maybe like 3 to 6 months that we're wasting a lot more because we're not going off a square footage area. Because on us, we've got, the 54-inch printer, which really means we've got about 52 inches of workspace to deal with. Okay. Well, if somebody only orders, let's say 51-inch decals. Okay. So that goes across the thing, 51-inch decals. Well, there's a 4-inch lead at the beginning, and then there's, a 4-inch lead at the back on that. So right there, we're wasting more material than we're using. So it doesn't necessarily make sense a lot of times. So if we go to the square area, it's going to be, per foot by 4. So the minimum order would be, 4 feet. There's pluses and minuses to it. We do a lot of short run stuff. And we haven't had any complaints yet, but we try and schedule all those jobs together so we don't have that waste in between it. If we went to the square foot thing, then we know, hey, it doesn't matter if you order one or whether fill up that whole thing, it's the same amount. And then it's on you. How much can you fit in that area? One of the issues that you run into that is like the cut line side of things is a lot of people don't understand how cut lines work, what they need to do for it. So they'll set it up with a bunch of images and then they're just trash. So it's trying to find that happy medium to it. So we do our best with it. I don't know if it's something that we're going to, change anytime soon, but it's something that we've explored. But what do? Right? You constantly constantly look at your business and see, where are those little tweaks that I can make to make us more efficient, to make us more money, in that same amount of time using the same amount of material. The vinyl, nest 20 and look at you, internet. That's why our designs, are 9.75. Why is that? Because we could fit 2 side by side on a 20-inch roll. So we wanted, the shortest side or the longest side to be 9.75, so we could put 2 and maximize that space on it. If not, you're just wasting, that 4 inches of material that you're going to cut off. You're going to tote and you're going to say, I'm going to use that later. You never will. You'll never use that later. I'm not going to say never, but rarely will you ever go to that first for things. So you try and maximize your return on your space that you have to work with. But with that, we are going to do decal sticker, thank you sticker for sure. We're going to run a sale on those this weekend. It'll probably start sometime this afternoon. We got to thinking about it. So we did some stickers this week. The other thing, this has been a busy week for temporary tattoos. You didn't know that. We do take care of temporary tattoos. We're seeing a lot for graduations. We're seeing a lot for race season, for softball season, baseball season, soccer season. So things like that we're able to see a lot of the temporary tattoo side of things where, your team, they're getting that. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure hit the links, check us out. We're able to help you on that. Look at that. Jerry didn't even know that patches like that even existed. Yeah, yep, they sure do. Renee's been doing it. Let's see. Renee, how long have you had your laser now? 2019? 2018. So 4 or 5 years. I know it's somewhere because I know it was pre-COVID. So I'm just trying to figure out when. But that was one of the things that, one of the first things that she did for us on our old stuff. And we still have some of those too. Because traditionally on a hat, I'll wear a hat until it starts getting that sweat ring, until that this stuff right here starts doing a little curl, and then I just toss it. Because why? Well, it's the business that we do, but two, it's lived its life expectancy, so it's time to cut it loose on it. And Jerry, pricing is such a challenge every day. It can be. Now, when you know what it costs you to be in business, when you know what your material costs are, when you know how long something is going to take you, it's not as difficult as what it seems. A lot of it comes down to your materials and things, because we know for us, hey, $2 a minute, you know, that's just what it is. So if something's 5 minutes, $2 a minute is automatically $10 to cover our labor or cover our overhead, and then whatever materials and things we have there, markup, things like that. We just know that for our business. So when you have that, it comes there. Now, material, you have to look at it. Like we notice, on those 1 inch ones where it's here, when you're losing, 4 inches, you're losing more than you're printing off of it. So that's why those need to be more to be accounted for that. IDR, it all blends. I don't know, seriously. Well, where are you watching, Jerry? What am I seeing? What am I? Did I miss something there? What did I miss? It all blends. Seriously. Where are you watching? Where are you watching? Where are you watching? What am I missing? Somebody fill me in. What am I missing? What am I missing out on? Cost. That's something that I'm so confused on. Yeah, right. And here's the other thing. You have to. A lot depends on it, because like on your side, on the embroidery side of it, right? Thread is minimal, right? The amount of thread that you get, so it really comes down to, what is it? You can't say stitch count necessarily, because, X amount per this, because is that really worth it there? Is it a coverage area? What goes into that? Because if you're using, a multi, head machine, how many colors don't really matter because it goes back and forth, right? So with the time that it's running, you're doing other stuff, or you sitting there babysitting it. One of the big things is to cover. You got to make sure that you're covering enough. So when there's stuff that breaks down, right? You're experiencing that right now on embroidery. I'm experiencing that right now on DTF. We had a conversation yesterday. Yeah, we had a conversation yesterday, and it was about DTF. Somebody said, that their return on DTF, they said, well, we only got to sell X amount of prints. And I'm like, I don't know who told you that or what cost calculator you're using. I said, but that's a farce, man. I said, if you're not printing 50 to 60 feet a day, do not get into it. And he's like, really? I'm like, absolutely. And there's somebody else that's in there. I said, just look at the logistics to it. I said, here we're, going to spend another $2,000 on stuff for it, plus the 1,500 or whatever that we spent before. So that's all in the past couple of weeks. That stuff's got to be accounted for. I said, you're going to be printing fine. I said, it totally reminded me of like the crazy hot cheerleader in high school. Like, man, she's amazing. She looks good. She performs good. Everything is amazing. And then you get her behind closed doors and she wants to stab you. That's a DTF printer. It looks good. It prints things. It's amazing. You get it at home and it's just you and it wants to stab you. You deal with humidity issues. You deal with static issues. You deal with oven issues. You deal with a lot with it. And there's times where you can set it to print and, it prints, 10, 20 feet and you haven't noticed. It looks like it's doing its thing. And then as you pull the rolls off, you realize that there's some banding through some stuff, or there's some stuff that a color dropped out or something happened there. So what ended up happening? You just wasted 30, 40 feet of material. It's just gone. You can't get it back. So when you're super low priced on stuff, what happens? You have to reprint that. Now you're losing money on the job. Like, what do you do? Like, it's a horrible thing to think of, but that's what you have to make sure is when every time you do a job, can I do this job again if I screw something up? If something's wrong, can I afford to take the hit on it? And sometimes you can't. There's a couple jobs that we do that are, that we do now that are consistently, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 jobs where, maybe when we were getting started, I wouldn't have taken those jobs because I couldn't afford to reprint those. I couldn't afford to, all right, if we screw this job up, then we're just done, because the money isn't there for it. So that's where you have to make sure your pricing is good, your production is good, everything is tight with it. A lot of times, most people can get away with, one reprint on stuff, but then, and then they're done. They haven't made any money. They might have lost some. But if your pricing was short to begin with, you lost money on the job. So what do? You can't refund them back because you've already spent the money on the materials. So you try and make things work, but it is such a tough thing. Can you show the leather patch again? Yeah, absolutely. There it is. So there it is. Nice dimension with it. There it is through there. And let me find the one that has the back that I can make easy to read on the screen there. There it is. So there's another one right there. Boom. And then easy right there. 3330. Oh, send Renee a message. She will be able to take care of you on that. There is no commission on my part for that. Renee is just awesome at what she does. So go ahead. Go help her out. She would love to be your patch supplier for it. And Rye, hey, you're already doing embroidery. Throw some leather patches at it, man. There you go for it. I don't know when Pepper came into my life. All the days, months, and years blend. I don't see Jerry in the comments, so I'm trying to figure out which channel she was watching from. Oh, yeah, YouTube. I see her right there. I see her both on YouTube. See the little things? I point to the screen like you can see it, the little things that are underneath your names. Let's see. Yeah. There it is. Yeah. And so back to cost. Like I said, a lot of it comes down to, what's it cost you to be in your business? Now, it doesn't matter if you have, an 8,000 square foot store, 1,000 square foot store, working out of a bedroom, working out of a garage. You have the same cost throughout it all. Granted, when you're working at home, you may not seem like you have that cost of, the electricity, the internet, the insurance, all of that, because you're out of your house. The business needs to pay its share of it. Why? If you ever want to go into a building, you've already accounted for that. So if you say, hey, the business is going to pay $500 rent or your percentage of it. So let's say your house is 1,000 square foot. You're using a 10 by 10 room. That's 100. So that means 10%. So it means 10% of all the household bills the business should be paying for. It's 10% of the lights and gas, 10% of the water, trash, whatever it is. So you can account for that. Then when you're able to make that jump, if you want to make that jump, you're able to do it. And that's the other thing that you got to think about today is you really don't need that storefront unless you really want that storefront. COVID really helped push the online sales. It was already doing well before, but they really pushed that where people were fine buying stuff online, dealing with everything online. I mean, now you don't need to go see a client. You can, hey, hop on the Zoom. Okay, you want some samples? Sure, I can drop some samples off for you to take a look at if that's what you really want. Here's our best choices. Here's things like that. But you can hop on a Zoom with them, take care of them that way, do everything online, collect payments, and just get everything out to them. So you don't necessarily need to have that storefront. And remember, when you have that storefront, what comes along with that is now you have a place you need to be at. So if your hours are 9 to 5, better believe you need to be there 9 to 5. You need to make sure that either you or somebody representing you is there. If it's just you by yourself, be prepared for your production to get cut in half. Why is it? Because when you're working out of your house, you can just work. You can do things at your own pace. I can answer emails when I want. I can answer phone calls when they come in. I can do everything I need to. When you have a storefront, people just come in. And so every person that comes in, whether they're a customer or not, deserves your full attention. So you're talking with them. You could have an hour conversation with somebody and it zero sales. Maybe it does in the future, but right there, it was zero. That was one of the things about the mall that I really did not care for was the fact that it is mall walkers. So, at least 75% of your walk-in traffic wasn't going to buy. They were just walking. They were just coming in chit chat because that's what they do. And so our best production times was, before 10 a.m. when the mall opened, and then after 5 when we closed our door, because during that 10 to 5 time, we just couldn't do stuff. Back when we had the Spangle machine, it was very temperamental, and it would suck to be doing that and have to go wait on a customer. And I could hear that machine screwing up, knowing that I couldn't do anything because I'm in a conversation with the customer. And I couldn't leave them there. And that customer, most times wouldn't buy anything. So it was definitely frustrating. Let's see what we got. Do I have one of those cheerleaders? Corey, were you ever a cheerleader?
What?
Were you ever a cheerleader? Were you ever a cheerleader?
No.
She was never a cheerleader. She was a softball girl, which means she can punch me. That's what it is. She can punch me. She was tennis, so she has a good swing on her, and and softball, so she's got a good arm. So yeah, she could beat the hell out of me. So yeah, Free, good morning to you. And hopefully she doesn't look at me and wonder how, ways to kill me. I would hope she doesn't do that. But I have had those crazy ones before. I think you don't live life till you have a crazy one. All right, so we got a lot to do today. He said, be on the lookout for the decal order or the decal thank you sticker. That's what it's going to be. The thank you sticker special. We'll do that. We'll have stock designs for you to choose from. If you have your own design, we can talk about where pricing would be on that. We've got tons of jobs lined up to get banged out today, and come on, and we got to get at it. I will be back here Monday morning, Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week for Morning Mindset. Tuesday, I'm not even going to say that there's going to be a show on Tuesday. Tuesday, we have the Portrait of a Graduate again at the high school for the school district. So that is at 5, or no, what is that, 6? 5 or 6. That's somewhere right around that time. So if we do a Tuesday with that, it'll be earlier on, and then we will get things in it. And you are very welcome, Jerry. So your time knowledge. We do our best. And how can you help? Make sure to like, subscribe. Do all that to the page. I even think there's some membership options. So go there, do that. Like, subscribe to the page, share. That always helps with it. Clicks on their videos. If there's anything that we can help you with, on your business across the board, go check out our links, fatdadlive.com. So until Monday, right? Because it's a busy weekend. You guys get out there, enjoy it. Don't work so much if you don't have to. If you need to, get out there and do it, but make sure to take time for yourself, because otherwise, what are you doing this for? Make sure the banner is off there. Ooh, I hit a button that I shouldn't have hit, and that did some weird things right there. There it is. Yeah, there it goes. I don't know what just happened there. It did some funny stuff for us. All right. You guys have an amazing day. Peace, love, press on. We will see you guys next time.